Austin Forkner's learned the hard way. When you win races, people want to interview you. How many one-on-one interviews have you done after the press conference?
136.
It seems like it. It's been like a half hour.
Yeah, I've been here a while.
Let's talk year 2. Yeah. Last year, I feel bad. I feel like you came in with maybe unrealistic hype. Not that you were saying, but you were so good outdoors. Yeah. And everybody's like, dude, remember Monster Cup on a Super Mini? Mm-hmm. He was so good. Mm-hmm. People thought you legitimately were maybe the favorite in 250 West. Was that not fair for you? You had not actually raced Supercross yet at that time.
I mean, as a rookie, it's kind of... Honestly, I don't see a rookie coming in nowadays with the level of competition. It used to be like that could happen.
It has, but once or twice. Yeah.
But with the level of competition that we have now, I don't see a rookie coming in and just doing that right off the bat. Like, it's one thing to ride Monster Cup where it doesn't have whoops. Kind of more of an outdoor track. Obviously rhythms and stuff, but to do a series and be consistent every race and get it done all the time and bring the intensity to every race and just all the traveling and stuff, it's a lot. And if you're dealing with injuries like I kind of was in my rookie season, which as a rookie, when you crash, that tends to happen. So it's tough.
So you had this wrist injury this year. And I think you were kind of actually undersold this year. Even Mitch was saying, he hasn't ridden a lot. You were saying you hadn't ridden a lot. Are you exceeding your expectations now? You've just won 2 in a row and you're on the verge of the points lead. That's pretty good.
If you would have asked me that probably at the beginning of January, I would have said, I'm way ahead. But it took a long time to get my wrist back to feeling good. Longer than it was a pretty bad break. I broke 4 bones in it. It was dislocated and displaced. I had to do pins. At first, they said it happened about end of November. And at first they were like, all right, 5 weeks, you'll be riding. And I was like, all right, no problem. Like, turn track, like, whatever, that's fine. 5 weeks, so that's the beginning of January, if not sooner. And I was like, all right, perfect, like, we're set. And it ended up being 8 weeks just because it was so sore and I had no movement in it. I had to do 3 weeks of physical therapy almost every day. Then still, whenever I went and rode, it hurt so bad for the first 2 weeks. Like, really, like, it was just had to ride through the pain and just get time on the bike. Didn't have a lot of time to ride Supercross. I think I only rode Supercross about 3 full weeks before I came, which I'm glad I was up to speed. Before I broke my wrist, I was going fast and my endurance was good. Everything was going solid. So
and way better than a year before.
Yeah, definitely. Like my speed was really good. So and I was solid. So I was like, all right, I just need to get back to that point because I was basically ready. So I was like, I just need to get back to that point. And it wasn't until about the last week that I was able to do a full, like a 15+1 and pretty much without pain. So up until then, I was like, it's going to be a little iffy. Like, but then that last week, I was like, all right, I'm back to where I was. And it's like, I'm ready to go, and I expect podium.
What was the gnarliest part of the physical therapy? What was the, because I've heard, especially with wrist, man, you got to do it right, and it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Honestly, my front and back movement were all right. It was just, I couldn't, couldn't rotate like this. I couldn't, like, if you hold your elbow like this, and like, that's my movement now. But before, if you would do that, I couldn't flatten it. I could get it, I had a movement from about there to about there. That's it. So now I have all that. And which isn't a huge deal on the bike. But just, you got to get movement back in it. You got to build up strength. And half that, like, some of the exercises they were having me do were movements like that. And I like to build up strength, but I couldn't even do them until we like got it loosened up and stretched it back. So
what do? Do they just grab the thing?
Dude, I walked in the first day and she just grabs it and starts twisting, and I was like, whoa, like, I was like, oh, this is like, I almost jumped out of the chair. It was
screaming,
insane. Like, it hurt a lot. And then it was every day the same thing. Like, I hated going there because it was every day the same thing. They'd add weight, and then every day she's like, well, if you want to ride, we got to get this thing right. So she would just tweak it. Like, I felt like I told her, I was like, I hope you know what you're doing, because this thing, it feels like it's going to snap. Like, it feels like if you twist it anymore, it's going to just give out and snap. And she was like, no, you're good. I looked at the x-rays. But, yeah, they were all good. I did it at Tallahassee Orthopedic Clinic, I think. And they were solid. I'm actually really glad that I went down there.
Okay. Forget the physical therapy next time. Just wrench on the thing. We just learned.
Honestly, that's kind of what it felt like. There was a lot of it was painful. Like, and even when I would ride, it was like the first couple of weeks were like, why am I even like, this hurts so bad. Like, I should not be riding. But she was like, nah, they basically said, they were like, the next month you're gonna be in pain. It's gonna hurt. Everything you do is gonna hurt a lot. I was
feels good now though.
All right, yeah, it feels great now. So I'm glad that I did all that, but it was definitely a process and it was painful.
Okay, it's 1-2 in a row. All the hard work was worth it.
Yeah.
Thanks.